This is our very first brick house at home bodybuilding workout. We are going to do glutes and hamstrings today. And you can't see them in the frame right now, but I've got 35-pound dumbbells, and I also have 20-pounders because these muscle groups are really big muscle groups, so it's gonna be okay for you to challenge yourself, but make sure that you pick weights that you feel safe. Like, I want you to feel a little intimidated about it, but I also want you to feel really confident that everything's gonna go well, you're gonna stay nice and healthy, you're not gonna strain anything. Now, the other thing that we're using today are bands. These are all my bands, well, most of my bands. And so what we're gonna do, we have different brands and we have different lengths and then also strengths. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the heavy black band. There's different types too. You have cloth ones and then you have the plastic ones. They all have different uses and different benefits. Like sometimes the thick band is easier for certain things because it doesn't slip as much. Sometimes these can get really slick on your pants and so they'll move. And then of course you have ones that are smaller and all different things. It would be too much to get into right now. So I like to use the short black band. The black ones are usually the heaviest no matter what brand that you buy. And I like to use the short one for the very first exercise, which is clams, because clams is a small movement for internal glutes, the inside of your butt cheek. And then I'm gonna change my band weight to be a little bit easier for the next two exercises. So I'm probably gonna go with the long black one for the leg lift and the donkey kick. So what we're gonna focus on is really building a nice round butt, and we're also going to do things to focus on the internal health of the hip. So that means when we're old ladies, we're probably not gonna have as much as a likelihood to have that hairline fracture in the hip, which then causes the fall. A lot of us have had grandmothers that fall and then they never leave the hospital. It's not necessarily the fall that causes the hip problem. It's a hairline fracture in the hip that then causes the fall. So when we work on the internal muscles in the pelvis, we're really going to strengthen the bone structure in that area of the body. And then while we're working it now, we're going to build that nice round peach booty. So we're gonna do 3 exercises with the bands. We're gonna do clams, a leg lift, and then a donkey kick. And so what's gonna happen is we're gonna build the inside of the hip, if you had x-ray vision, the very inside with the clam, because we're gonna work on rotation. Then we're going to lift the leg and we're gonna lift it up as high as we can get, and that's really gonna get this side pocket right here. Then we're gonna do a donkey kick, and when we do the donkey kick, it kind of gets where you would have your jean pocket, it kind of gets through here. So we're gonna do 3 different exercises to really go around the hip. Then we're gonna stand up with our dumbbells and we're gonna do a lateral lunge. So you can point your toes in, that's gonna activate the side of your hips even more. We're gonna hold on to one dumbbell and we're gonna come down into a hip hinge and then come back up. But the trick is that we always have tension pressing out on our body so that we're not slack and just going up and down doing at it. We really wanna work it and push our body to the side while keeping the shoulders, hips, knees, and toes facing forward. After we do those lateral lunges, we're gonna go to a classic Romanian deadlift. And when we do the Romanian deadlift, the shins stay still. So from knee to ankle stays still, and then it's just the hip that moves backward, and that's gonna get you into your hamstrings. Now the trick to a Romanian deadlift is that you lift your arches. So it's like you're really trying to just have weight on the balls of your feet and your heels. I have collapsed arches, so you don't wanna have your feet be slack. You wanna be up on those 3 center points, behind your big toe on the ball of the foot, behind your pinky toe on the ball of the foot, and then of course your heel. And then if you also press out with your legs, you are going to activate even more muscles. So we're lifted in the arches, we're pushing the legs apart, and that's gonna activate even more muscle as we do that Romanian deadlift. So we're gonna do, I wanna try to keep this pretty short. So for this session today, we're just gonna do 20 reps of each of those first band exercises. So grab your band. I suggest using a shorter one because the muscle groups for this one are smaller, and it's really like, this is your thigh bone. Hi, Coco. This is your hip. Your thigh bone is just doing this inside the hip. So the muscles are actually very small in here. We're not really recruiting the bigger muscles that are closer to the skin. Coco Bear. So we're gonna get this band above our knees, and we're just gonna do 20 reps, and we're gonna go back and forth with all of these exercises. Let's see, I'll go back here a little bit more. We're gonna go back and forth with these exercises and try to get it done as quickly as we can, but still take enough rest. So my setup is, let me show you. I've got my heels in alignment with my butt, and my shoulders are in alignment with our hip. So kind of like that. So we'll try to figure out how to stay in the frame here. So I have a slight bend of the knee, so that way I can really focus on feeling that external rotation in the hip. So this is already number 3, and you want to keep your ear away from your shoulder, so don't slouch. Number 4, and I'm really focusing on feeling that twist inside the hip. Number 6, you don't want to mash your feet together. You really want to keep the work in the butt cheek. Number 8, it's really easy. 9, to just leverage your feet and your knee. 10, and we want to keep it in your butt. Number 11, you want to keep your pelvis nice and still. 12, so good. 13, 14, we got it. 15, almost done. Hi, Bella. 16, 17, hi. 18, we got this. 19, and 20. Okay, so we're gonna switch sides right away, and you're gonna find that your bottom leg is still gonna be working. You're still gonna have those muscles tense up to stabilize the top leg. So we'll go this way so you can see a little different view. So we're really focusing on the inside of the butt cheek. Number 2, number 3, and 4. So it's a very small movement. 5, easy peasy. 6, and 7, stay light on your feet. 8, put all the work into your glute. 9, I love this. 10, we got 10 more. 10, 9, you should be feeling stuff close to the bone. 8 more, kind of a wiry sensation. And 6, if you're really working deeply. 5, and it's okay if you just feel it more towards the muscles close to the skin. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It just means that you'll need practice to deepen the sensation. And 3, and 2, 1 more. Yes, so good. Okay, so now we're going to have a bigger lift. So if you had the shortest, heaviest band, I suggest you change it, because now we want to get a bigger range of motion to hit a different muscle group. We're still staying in the glutes, but this is going to give us a different sensation. So I'm still on a heavy band, but I have a longer version of it so that I can travel more. So now with this one, we basically have the same setup again. We're posted on our elbow, and here we go. And our legs are bent, but they're not severely bent, but they're not at a perfect 90. You're gonna kind of find your sweet spot because you wanna feel the muscles here. So you wanna be able to just lift your leg, this time as high as you can go. This is gonna be more of the aesthetic muscle closer to the skin. Oh my gosh, and 3, and then FYI, I usually don't count right. 4, 5, we are amazing. 6, you want to try to keep your ankle and your knee, number 7, traveling together. Don't let your foot go higher than your knee or vice versa. 8, 9, we're probably gonna get extra reps because I'm talking. 10, we got it, 10 more, all through here. 10, yes. 9, keep your abs tight. 8, so good. 7, 6, 5 more, and 4, 3, 2, one more time. Yes. Okay, other side already, and you're probably feeling it. Whew, that hard floor does not feel good. Okay, let's go to the other side. So I don't tend to use a mat very much because when I went to Pilates school, we really weren't allowed to use mats. It was pretty hardcore. So we got the same setup again. My heels are kind of in alignment with my butt. They're not too far back here. There is a little bit of a crease in the hip. And then we're just gonna go for it again. So let's see. 1, oh, that was actually 2. 3, and you're really working the side of the hip. Number 4, we are amazing. 5 and 6, little different angle. 7, all through here. 8, trying to keep that shin level. Keep your lower leg level with the knee and the ankle. 9, 10, 10 more. 10, 9, easy. 8, we got it. 7, 6, really squeeze the side of the hip. 5, 4 more. 3, 2, and 1 more. Good job. Now the next one is a donkey kick. And I want to get a really good set, so I'm going to go down in weight. So if you buy the bands from Perform Better, just go to performbetter.com. You'll get the same kind of pack that I have. You can get a long one and a skinny one. You can also order off of Amazon. So the blue is the next one down. There is the second heaviest. And the donkey kick is a big range of motion. So I'm going with the long band right now. So what we're gonna do is we get back into position in our side position here. Now the trick with the donkey kick to make it really effective to get this side of the body is we're gonna lift it up first, flex your foot, internally rotate. So internal rotation is like when your knees are knocked together. External rotation is when you look like a ballerina. So we're gonna internally rotate. I'm like reconsidering, should I go down and wait with this band? Oh my gosh, I might have to. We'll see what happens. You wanna drive through the heel because the heel is gonna connect you into this side pocket of your butt. Yes, I'm going down. Okay, so second to heaviest weight is too heavy for me right now. The next one in this brand is the green one, and I'm gonna make sure that I use the long green. You could also do this just with body weight if you are already fatigued. And if you are already fatigued or you have to do body weight, that is fantastic. That's what we want. We want to work as hard as we can. So we're going to lift that leg up, flex the foot, internally rotate. You could even take your knee down to the floor and that's going to give you a stretch. Now drive through the heel. You're going to feel it through here. You may even feel a little bit through the inner thigh. And 2, oh, this is a much better weight. 3, it's still awful. 4, and you want to think of the diagonal of your shin and follow it. Number 6, so it's just a little lever. 7, you're going to feel it through the side of the hip. 8, a little bit in the inner thigh. 9, so amazing. 10, it's a little bit of a backward motion. 11, so I'm sending my leg back. Really try to keep your torso still. And 13, we got it. 14.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
15, follow that angle. 16, 17, you should feel the side pocket of your jeans. 18, easy. 19, flex through your heel. And 20. Whew. So now the other thing that you might have felt was your underneath side. That underneath side hip was probably pretty lit up, and that is fantastic. Focused on one side, but it's really both sides. Almost done here. We're doing great on time. So, so good. Okay, donkey kick again. So we've got the slight bend in the knee. The knees are kind of forward just a little bit. We're gonna lift the leg up, have the foot flexed, and internally rotate. Think of the angle of that shin and just follow it. Try to press up at the diagonal. This is already number 3. Yes, right here. 4, 5, 6. I always feel like Melissa McCarthy in Bridesmaids when she's pooping in the sink. She's like, look away. 9, look away. 10, right here, ladies. 11, we are amazing. 12, keep your torso nice and still. 13, drive through the heel. 14, try to get the knee straight. 15, 16, oh, so good. 17, 18, woo! 19, and 20. We did it. Oh my gosh. Whew. So now we get to stand up and we're gonna do the lateral lunge. The lateral lunge is one of my absolute favorites because when we do the hip hinge, you're really gonna be able to work your back and your core. So if you keep your shoulders, your hips and your knees and your toes all going forward, even as your body goes sideways, that's called anti-rotation. And that means that your abs have to fire so that you don't twist with it. Now, if you twist with it, it's not that it's bad, it's that it's a different exercise. And right now, we're really focusing on function, plus really opening up the side body. So we have these energetic meridian lines, and there's the gallbladder meridian line that goes on the side of your body. And this is kind of like the transition of the energetic space into the physical space. And so when we do this energetically, we're also exercising that, and whatever thoughts and feelings you might start to have are going to be a little bit more higher level, a deeper awareness, because that storage system in the body is different than just the muscular or the skeletal storage system. Now that is some high level stuff that you'll have to stay tuned to hear more about, but just want you to know that there are so many things that we're working here. Muscularly, we have a lot of muscles that connect like a candy cane around the side of our body. So if you stay going forward, you're gonna be working your full body in such a unique way. So I'm gonna grab my 20-pound dumbbell. You can do body weight if you want. And I want you to have your feet wide enough apart so that you can feel the side muscles. I like to go pigeon-toed with the toes facing in. If anything, do not do turnout. You're either facing forward with your toes or they're slightly in. You're gonna feel that in your hips a little bit more. So we're gonna do 10 to each side. You bend the knee opposite of where your dumbbell is, and you can cue yourself with your hand on your hip to help remember to stay forward and that we're doing a hip hinge. So I'll do 5 this way and then do 5 sideways, and then we'll switch sides. So we're gonna bend in that hip, take that dumbbell down to the floor and keep your hand directly under your shoulder and feel as though you could push the side of your hip to the side. So good. Number 3, we're gonna do 2 sets of these. Number 4, and 2 sets of the Romanian deadlifts. And 5, keep those shoulders and hips square. And then let me go sideways for you. You wanna have a flat back. Number 6, we're on the same leg. Get my hand out of the way. Number 7, look how flat my back is. It's not rounded. And 8. 2 more. 9. We are amazing. Keep your abs tight. And 10. So good. We're gonna switch sides, switch your hand placement. Make sure you're still pigeon-toed. And we got 1. So good. 2. 3. We got it. Abs tight. Number 4. Feel that your shoulders and hips stay square. Number 6. Let's go sideways again. And 7. Easy peasy. 8, really spread your sit bones apart. You've got these bones at the bottom of the pelvis. 9, that you sit right on top of. And 10. And then we're up. So now we're gonna go into Romanian deadlifts. We're gonna go back and forth with these 2 exercises with the weights. So I'm gonna use 35-pound dumbbells for the Romanian deadlift because we're working the whole backside of the body. So if you think about how tall you are and you visualize that you have this beautiful coat of muscle from bone to bone, from head to toe, the 35 pounds really aren't that heavy considering how tall you are and how much muscle that is. However, if your core is not strong, that's gonna make your spine vulnerable. And your spine are a bunch of joints, right? So all these joints are just like a joint here. Only these joints are really small and the muscles are like a little braided thread, a braided rope. So if they're not strong, those are your deep core muscles. If those aren't strong, those 35 pounds are gonna strain. So you pick a weight that you can manage to keep your back stiff so that the fulcrum is your hip and the work is primarily in the hamstring, the glute, then the core. So, I'm gonna go for the 35 pounders. We're gonna do a set of 10, then we're gonna go back to the lateral lunge and then come back and do one more set of 10 with the Romanian deadlift, and then we are done. You can stretch on your own, and then I'll see you on the next workout. So I've got my feet, I'm gonna have my feet hip distance apart. This is hip distance, where your thigh actually moves in the hip. This is not hip distance. So you wanna try to find yourself in a hip distance. You can always go a little bit wider if that's more comfortable, but generally start with the hip distance space. And then I'm gonna hinge at the hip, and I'm gonna have to round a little bit, or I'll bend my knees a little bit more. I think it's inevitable I'm gonna have to round my back a little bit, but make sure if you're doing this that you feel strong in your core, that you're not gonna be vulnerable to injury if you have a slightly rounded back to get into your first rep. So I'm gonna stand up with them. I'm not gonna count that one. Here we go. 1, I'm really pushing those hips back. Squeeze your butt as you stand. Spread those bottom butt bones apart so that you really work the very bottom of your butt cheeks. I think that's already 3 and 4. Keep your lower leg nice and still. Number 5, all the work is in the glute, hamstrings, and core. Number 6, pull your armpits back so the weights aren't hanging on you to where they pull your shoulders rounded forward. Number 9, I think. And 10. Let's do one more just in case. Last one. And then we're gonna stand, move them to the side just a little bit, and bring them down. All right. That was awesome. So, so good. We're gonna go back to the lateral lunge. So I got my 20. I like to do it asymmetrical with holding on to just one dumbbell because I find that really works the anti-rotation in the core. So we got our feet wide. You can point your toes in a little bit. I'll go a little bit sideways. So now I'm gonna make sure that my shoulders stay this way as I hinge at the hip. And you really wanna feel that side of your hip pull out to the side. Get a nice crease in your hip. So good. Number 4, yes. Keep your abs tight. And 5, we are amazing. 6, no rotating. And 7, you should definitely be feeling this in your back because you are doing a back exercise also. 2 more. Number 9. So wonderful. And 10. We're gonna switch dumbbells. I'll go this way. All right, so we got the feet nice and wide, toes facing forward or pigeon-toed, hand on your hip. bend, and then come back up. Really push that hip to the side as you go into your hip hinge. Number 3 and 4. We are awesome. 5, and really pull yourself up from that butt cheek. Number 7, 8. If I'm counting wrong, just do 10. 2 more. Number 9. We got this. And number 10. Yes, we are so awesome. I'm gonna get rid of that weight. And then we just have one more set of the Romanian deadlift. There's all types of deadlifts. The Romanian deadlift, you pretty much just take your wrist below your knee. So you don't have to take it all the way off the floor. Whew. Okay, are we about ready? All right, last exercise, we just have to do 10. It's gonna be awesome. Gonna stand up with them, keep those shoulders back, feet are hip distance apart. Let's go. Number 1, so fit. Number 2, so strong. Number 3, so healthy. Number 4, so happy. Number 5, so hot. Number 6, so fit. Number 7, so strong. Number 8, so healthy. Number 9, so happy. Number 10, so hot. All right, let's put those down. We did it. That was fabulous. So before we totally sign off, I wanted to invite you to 2 things. Number 1 is my $1 a day membership, 𝗙𝗢𝗘 𝗍𝗢𝗪, where you get all of your tools. You get my fitness app, you get my community app. We have a monthly group coaching call. You have all the workouts set up for you. You have a weekly body code where I take you into your body for an emotional release, to release the energy that's stored in your body. You have a monthly meditation where I'm going to take you all the way into the energetic side. And all of this helps you transform your body faster because it's thoughts and feelings that create our actions. So when we do things to purposely exercise the thoughts and feelings, especially the ones that we have stored that only come out when we're triggered and cause us to eat, cause us to overwork ourselves, or cause us to just numb out on the couch, when we proactively work on those ones, the sabotage patterns really alleviate. You have a better time of doing follow through and less severe sabotage habits. So that's the $1 a day membership, 𝗙𝗢𝗘 𝗍𝗢𝗪. You go to bodyenergetics.com/𝗙𝗢𝗘 or just message me for the link. You have monthly option, cancel anytime. You have 6 months paid in full. You have 7 days to refund either one of those, but past the 7 days, you don't get a refund. The next thing I want to invite you to is the integration for Power Moves. So Power Moves is an hour-long workshop that is free on YouTube, and I share with you all my resources that laid the foundation for me to transform into who I am now. This is stuff that I did 13 years ago when I very first started my journey, plus the things that I feel are the most significant to help you accelerate your process faster than 13 years. So you're going to get all the fundamentals of what I did. You're going to get the mechanics of how emotions work functionally and the meaning side of them, of how they make us feel, plus how to use attachment theory to really look at your patterns. And when we can see our patterns of attachment styles in all areas of life, the stuff that we're doing to the body becomes easier. There is less effort when we work on the body. The end result is that the habits to get you into your dream body, whatever it is, those habits become enjoyable, effortless, and effective. You can get that link in the bio. I have a bit.ly link because the link was too long. The integration Well, the Power Moves workshop is going to be on YouTube. I just haven't edited it yet. And I'm gonna list for you all the resources. You can do the work on your own, so you can totally do that. But if you wanna do it with me and with community, right now, as of July 7th, 2023, the integration is only $111. As we get closer to our start date of August 1st, and as more details emerge, the pricing will go up. So I highly suggest that as soon as you see me announce that the Power Moves workshop is up on YouTube, highly suggest you take the workshop on your own and then take some time to decide if you want to help integrating the principles and the tools so that you can start to really transform. We'll see you later. Bye.